Wendy Osefo is the definition of an accomplished woman, a professor, political analyst, and entrepreneur. She made headlines for earning her Ph.D. in public affairs and community development from Rutgers University, the first black woman to do it in the university's history. She's also one of the most influential figures in reality TV as a cast member on Bravo's hit series, The Real Housewives of Potomac. Dr. Wendy Osefo's latest project, a memoir entitled Tears of My Mother, The Legacy of My Nigerian Upbringing, which chronicles her life from leaving Nigeria and coming to the U.S. as a child to becoming an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University. And she is joining us now. Dr. Osefo, thank you so much for coming on the show. Congratulations on the book. The memoir, of course, sheds light really on your complicated relationship with your mom and how your Nigerian upbringing affected your life and later your role as a mom yourself. How important was it for you not only to share the highlights of your life, but also some of the tougher times as well?
I think it's so important because a lot of times people see what you've achieved. And, as you were introducing me, you were talking about some of my accolades, but it took a lot of struggle and a lot of hardship to get here. And my book really opens up that chapter and it dissects it. And it talks a lot about the immigrant experience and the first gen experience. To be quite honest with you, I was raised by a single mother. So while the book examines what it's like to be a first gen immigrant in a country that is foreign to you, it's also relatable in the sense that a lot of people who were raised by a single mother, have some of the same experiences in which I had, which is that of trying to please your mom and trying to make sure that you do everything you can to make sure all that she sacrificed was not in vain.
And you're right, and I'd like to quote here. You say, I walked a constant tightrope of meeting my immigrant mother's strict expectations and upholding our Nigerian cultural traditions. But I also wanted to define myself, a first-generation immigrant raised in America, and my parenting style on my own terms. Tell me what it was like to carve out your own identity while still navigating the narrow path of your mother's expectations.
It was really hard because at the same time, while you want to please those who have sacrificed for you, there comes a time in everyone's life where you decide, am I going to continue living for others or am I going to start living for myself? And it wasn't until I had children of my own when I said I have to carve out my own lane and I have to make my own parenting experience unique to me and to that of my children. One of the most important, I think, quotes I set forth is that in my life, I feel as though my mother raised me based on the world that she lived in, whereas I'm raising my children in the world they are living in. And that's a unique difference.
And as we mentioned at the top of this introduction here, you have certainly a long list of accomplishments. What do you think that your mother's high standards, what role did she play in your achievements and your success?
I think that for her, she really, put it in my head and my siblings' head that failure wasn't an option, that no matter what happens, you take it as an experience. You don't take it as something in which you look at and say, well, I failed this, so I'm going to stop. I talk in the book about being present at my mom's college graduation. When you're able to see your mom graduate college, see her go through nursing school, see her become the director of nursing, see her go through divorce and then get remarried, when you're able to see your mother go through all of those things, it really puts in perspective that, nothing in this world is not achievable. But in the same token, I think for me now as a parent, I want to flip that on its head to let my children know that, yes, failure is quote unquote not an option, but it's okay to fail, because I think that that's when you can kind of shift the narrative. Being Nigerian is always a doctor, lawyer, engineer. No, my children, they can do whatever they want.
And shifting gears here, the new season of Real Housewives of Potomac starts next month. Anything that you can tell us about what we can expect?
Oh, it's a wild ride, but isn't it always? But I think this season is really going to keep viewers on their toes. I think that, regardless of where we are in our friendships, we are really a sisterhood. And at the end of the day, we all come together. But this season is filled with so many different dynamic shifts. You see people who were once friends, no longer friends. You see people who weren't friends, now are friends. I think that the viewers are in for a treat this season. Personally, I think it's our best season to date.
Well, Wendy, we thank you so much for coming on the show. Tears of My Mother, The Legacy of My Nigerian Upbringing is now available to purchase wherever books are sold.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.